All lives matter. Trump 2024.
You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination.
Joe Zone, Season 2.
I'm a loser, and I'm not what I appear to be.
This is not a new world. It is simply an extension of what began in the old one. It has patterned itself after every dictator who has ever planted the ripping imprint of a boot on the pages of history since the beginning of time. It has refinements, technological advances, and a more sophisticated approach to the destruction of human freedom. But like every one of the super-states that preceded it, it has one iron rule. Logic is an enemy and truth is a menace. This is Mr.
There's the dumbass.
Did you poop your diaper?
Yes, I did.
A little or a lot?
A lot.
Is there a crisis at the border, sir?
I won't be able to handle it.
Must be what? What must be what? What must be what? What must be what?
Fox News White House correspondent Peter Doocy asked Joe Biden about, quote, untested and unvaccinated illegal immigrants crossing America's southern border, to which Biden claimed that such individuals are sent back across the border. Well, Doocy challenged the president on how his border policies could be having an impact on the pandemic. Watch.
Mr. President, I have a question about something that you just said.
I'm sure you do.
Thank you. You just said there is no wall high enough and no ocean wide enough to protect us from the virus. So what is the thinking behind letting untested and unvaccinated migrants cross the southern border into U.S. cities in record numbers?
There is, what we're doing, we have not withdrawn the order that is sometimes critical or criticized, saying that unvaccinated people should go back across the border. But unaccompanied children is a different story, because they're...
I like kids better than people.
That's the most humane thing to do, is to test them and to treat them and not send them back alone.
Biden said that he will continue his policy of sending unvaccinated people who arrive at the border back, but that unaccompanied children must be kept here. Now, this comes just days after Bill Melugin, a national correspondent for Fox News, tweeted a video of a large group of hundreds of illegal immigrants turning themselves in at a ballpark in La Jolla, Texas, something he says happens all day long and nonstop. Watch.
Oh, okay.
Unbelievable. According to Our World in Data, Mexico's vaccination rate is approximately 20%. Most Central American countries are well below 20%.
Exclusive pictures in the Friday Lightning Round of Donna, Texas, a facility there packed with migrants, packed just like we saw it months ago. The mayors in several towns along the southern border in Texas, saying they're at a breaking point right now. They cannot handle it anymore. We're back with the panel. Katie, these images keep coming every day, and you add on top of that the concerns about COVID in that area.
Yeah, I just think about the fact that the Biden administration has set up the Border Patrol to fail in this instance. There are policies in place. They were put in place under the Trump administration to stop this from continuing. And the idea that the White House continues to berate Texas Governor Greg Abbott for a rise in COVID cases in his state with images like this, and having the Justice Department suing the state of Texas for trying to prevent COVID positive illegal immigrants from traveling across the state, makes it pretty clear that the administration doesn't have any plan or intention to stop this from continuing.
This new Delta variant wave of COVID-19 will be very different be able to deal with than the one that was underway when I took office. The vaccination of the unvaccinated, and it's taking a needless toll on our country.
Must be one. What must be one. What must be one.
Jay, you're beginning to convince the American people there is a thing called climate crisis. About time.
Indeed.
I like kids better than people.
This issue is ongoing each year, as we have discussed. It gets worse. It affects real people. Everything from children.
I like kids better than people.
And I'm not what I appear to be. I'm a loser, baby. So I crazy with the cheese with forces of evil and a bozo nightmare. You know what I'm saying? I'm a loser, and I'm not what I appear to be.
And this is where he hands the kid his dirty mask. How gross is that? And against CDC guidelines, I'm guessing.
I'm a loser, and I'm not what I appear to be. I'm a loser, and I'm not what I appear to be. I'm a loser, and I'm not what I appear to be.
The issue is ongoing each year, as we have discussed. It gets worse. It affects real people.
I'm a loser, and I'm not what I appear to be. I'm a loser.
In my stomach, that I may have a bigger appetite. But there's a lot of money in here. I say to your colleagues, I like kids better than people. That's it. Keep going. You're standing right next to me. You two come here.
There we go.
You got it? Okay.
And the people in the back, you could spread out a little bit, like that gentleman could spread out. You can hold the Bible. Okay. Hanging out. You want to Did you want to get vice president? There we go.
Can I go with Jess alone?
Very good. Dad's going to stand pretty close.
By the way, if I were young and I had to choose parties,